Hey there, like the title would imply, I'm gonna go through some of the drawings I've been doing for the past, I think, 2.5 months now. The way it's gonna be kind of structured is just kind of me putting up pictures of the drawing, any references I use, and a bit of like any context that might be needed at the time. Uh, I wanted to start out by just showing the two sketchbooks I have. I'm, if I remember correctly, I had gotten these for Christmas of 2023. And I would just kind of mess around with them, but wouldn't properly start drawing and keep up with it until late September, late November, somewhere around there. It's been really fun, you know. I like drawing. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that I've been able to keep up with it for as long as I have, and I'm pretty proud of some of the stuff I've been able to get down on these pages. Um, if for whatever reason anybody's interested in some of the stickers that are up on the sketchbooks, I'll try to put up a picture of the two accounts up here. If I don't remember, but one of them might not be doing stickers anymore. The other account is. I'll put some text up to point out which one is and which one isn't. If I can find them. Starting off with the first sketchbook, the thin one is of this like kind of simple anime girl. It's from the channel Mai, Mai, and I had discovered this channel from a video where the title changes all the time. That's the whole gimmick of that specific video. And at the time, it was November 26th of 2024 at 1:56 a.m. It's one of those channels that has a bunch of like kind of almost random music, but very catered to specific people. And I think that night I just really wanted to draw something, and I ended up looking at the profile picture, and I thought it didn't look too hard to draw, and I ended up drawing it, and I liked it. And from there, I just kind of was like, you know what, I'll stick with it, and I'll just keep drawing. This second drawing I have up right now is of Delsin Rowe from Infamous Second Son, which is probably one of my favorite games ever. The original, I don't think, if I did, I'll put it up, but I don't think I have the original uh reference I used for this drawing. I do know I simplified the eyes a lot because the eyes look way different from whatever I remember. But I'm really proud of this. I'm surprised I got as much detail as I did in the drawing, and just the face, the clothing, I really like. Some of it I would want to change, but honestly, I just like to leave it as is. A lot of these I haven't touched or made sure not to touch after I had finished them. Just kind of getting rid of some of the like the residue of other drawings that might have gotten on it, and like cleaning them up. But other than that, I haven't like really bothered changing them. For the third drawing, it's of the main character of Persona 3. I think at the time I had just started it. I stopped playing it unfortunately, but not because like I didn't like it. The game was actually really like fun, but other just games just caught my interest, and I had been playing it on Game Pass and I ran out of it because I had gotten like a free trial and I never bothered to pay for it again. But this is probably another one of the drawings that I'm really proud of because it was a huge like difference from the other two, especially since the promotional, I think it was promotional art that I used for reference is really detailed in my opinion, and being able to do that like with just a pencil was really cool. I ended up revisiting this drawing, I think like maybe twice or three times even. to like add like specific like parts of it, like the wires coming out of the headphones to make it more to make it pop out. Same thing with like the tie or ribbon, whatever it is he's wearing, and adding the I am thou like speech thing that they do whenever they first get their persona. And I also in the back of like the notes part drew like a little face of Thanatos, which I thought was gonna be the first persona you get, but that ends up turning into a different one. And I didn't get far enough to figure out where you get Thanatos, which really sucks. This drawing is of Fauna, which was one of the few VTubers I ever bothered to watch. It sucks because they had stopped streaming recently at the beginning of the year, and it really hit a lot of people like from left field because a lot of people thought that they were going to be one of the few from like the newer English generations that wouldn't leave for like a long time. And it really sucks for me because I, in general, don't really bother to watch live streamers, and it's already hard enough, kind of watching regular streamers, and then on top of that, it's kind of like a whole character. Because I find that stuff a lot of the times to be really hard to watch. But I really like them. It just sucks that you know they're not supposedly gonna be doing content anymore, at least under this name. Because I know a lot of YouTubers end up uh basically changing and going indie and have like their own. It's almost like a backup, whatever they were using to make videos or stream before they entered whatever corporation that they went to. After that, they go back to and just kind of resume activities either with like a big update or something or other. This drawing is of probably one of my favorite artists ever. Um Music artists to be precise. They now go under the name of Synth Oni. I'll put both this and their old channel up now. Uh, I don't remember if I have the reference for this specific drawing, but the text I had put with it was some of it from I think it was the album. I don't remember if it was the album title or one of the tracks, but it's called We Had Good Times, Don't Forget That. It was their final project, if I believe, under the Sewer Slut name, and they had gone on a pretty long hiatus after that. And when they returned under the new name, I was really excited, especially because it wasn't kind of like um it because it was announced, it wasn't unannounced, it wasn't just kind of out of the blue, and people had to like figure it out. Like they themselves were like, "Oh, I'm changing my name and going like resuming activities basically." And I was kind of going through a pretty rough time at that around that time, and seeing that really cheered me up because I knew I had even more, music to look forward to. This specific drawing I had just used. I mean it pretty much is kind of like a copy. I don't know how much of like I didn't really take much liberties of doing it on my own. I just kind of did it and surprised that I got it pretty close to what it originally was. The artist, they have really beautiful art. Their whole art style is really nice. The eyes, I think my favorite part would probably be the eyes. The probably the hair. The hair and the eyes, I think, are probably the biggest kind of interesting part of that. The thing that sucks with this artist though is that they don't seem to post like super often, but I'm assuming because of just kind of how long it takes to, perfect all like the intricate parts, especially with certain like kind of shadings or just their style in general. I feel emphasizes a lot on like blush almost, if that makes any sense, because there's some parts where like whether it be the nose, the cheeks, or kind of like the under the eye, or it's like makeup, or just kind of like bags, or just kind of darker skin, whatever it may be. And I I think if because I don't think it was like actual hair, they had like weird little spikes and random ass shapes for the hair, and that's what made me really want to draw this too because I kind of struggle with drawing a hair from time to time, especially if it's kind of like super stylized. But this came out really nice, and I'm surprised that I got it pretty close to the original thing. This drawing of V1, I think I was getting back into Ultra Kill. Uh, yeah, I don't think the notes don't really say anything other than like I hadn't played the game in a long time. Uh, I think I had just gotten like a video recommendation of like kind of some lore stuff, and it just made me really want to play the game again. Um, and geez, getting back into that game after not playing it for so long is so disorienting because I had just started playing like a bunch of other like FPSs, and it's like nothing compared to like Ultra Kill and how fast paced it is. This, I think I just used. It had been either the like a promotional art and some like UI thing or something or other. If I can find them, I'll put them up. I know for a fact I used the promotional art to get some certain details right, and I don't know if I used like another fan art for another thing. But this was kind of cobbled together from like I think I want to say like two or three things, like the wings, the head, and then like the chest part. I'm surprised I got it to look as good as it did because I don't think I've always heard like mechanical stuff is pretty hard to like draw just in general because of how straight the lines have to be every now and again. But I feel like I got it down at least kind of at least certain things. I like the eye part. I feel like that was probably the biggest part that I thought I'd mess up, but surprisingly enough, it's not that bad compared to like other stuff that I've like tossed away. This drawing of Frieren, I had done it. When had I did it? Oh, it was the first drawing of the new year, and I had just started watching Frieren again. It's a great series. I really liked it, just like in its entirety. The art style, the voice acting, the music, just the story. It's all really nice and well done. And just kind of rewatching it, I'm kind of reminded of just, oh wow, it is as good as I remember it. And I, it was a video, I think, last video? I was, yeah, it was last video where I had the picture up. I was drawing in the middle of that. I was just kind of, part of it was just to kind of get my mind off of like having to focus and just like only speak and kind of kept myself busy and was like, oh, it's like I'm talking to another person while I'm doing this while I'm trying. It came out pretty nice. I think the eye I struggled with, and that's why I put like the crappy little flower crown sideways, like as if it was falling off, because I could not for the life of me get the left eye right. So I ended up just changing it to that, so that way I just didn't have to bother doing that. Uh, but I think it adds like a nice little touch to it with the little falling petals and whatnot. And I don't think I would change much other than the eye if I could fucking get it right next time. This sketch of Shin from Sakamoto Days was more, well, yeah, more of a sketch than an actual drawing because I've been trying to like actually sketch instead of just make a full-on drawing because I've been getting too used to kind of like mimicking or copycatting other styles and like certain arts, which I shouldn't really get too comfortable with, and just along with practicing all the fundamental drawing stuff and all the basics, I should just sketch more in general and get like more abstract parts out, so that way I don't struggle with it whenever I do have a drawing that not only adds that, but I where I'd want to add something like that. Like for example, the arm, the arms, they look so goofy. It looks so bad. So does a gun, and so does a hand. But overall, just as a sketch, I think it looks not that bad. And it's from a good series. I really like the series. I recently caught up with it. Um, for the manga at least. And I know the anime just got released, which I was really worried about at first. I was really worried about the anime at first because any of the promotional stuff that they had put out looked really, I don't want to say super bad, but it didn't look like it was gonna live up to the style that the manga, has. Um, but seeing some stuff that from the first episode that people had posted, it's not that bad. I actually quite like that style for the show, and I was just really confused why they would show, in my opinion, like subpar quality bits and parts of it, especially for the opening. They showed the opening and it looked so jank. But after seeing some of the stuff from the first episode, it definitely is one of those like don't judge by the cover type of shows, which is great, thank God. The voice acting doesn't seem like really bad. Like most of it in general is just kind of like a relief, especially since it just started to become like one of my favorite series ever. This drawing, every time I look at it, I get a little bit like kind of off put because I feel like I mess up the eyes, even though the eyes are kind of like that and you can kind of tell what I was trying to do, but there wasn't really another way to do it. This is from The Last Love Song on This Little Planet or something like that. I had gotten the art book and I don't remember it was just art book. It was like the art book something. It was like some collector's type item from that Cast from Heaven account that I had put up earlier. They were selling a bunch of stuff and this is one of them, and I just really got interested in stuff like that, like behind the scenes or like art books kind of stuff. Um I had gotten recently, or no, along with the one for that, it was a Pokemon and some other like album cover looking thingy. Because most of those from that book look like album covers. If I find specifically which ones, I'll put them up. Of like the three books I got, because it was three that I had gotten. But back to this, from the synopsis that I read online, it seemed kind of sad, honestly. Is or like one of those kind of like more on the somber side love story anime kind of things, or like this girl is secretly a weapon, but she still tries to make it work with this one guy, from whatever I had understood. And I actually like the style of the character, but I don't think I managed to properly draw it and kind of not bring it to life, but like something adjacent to that. I do think I could have changed something about it. I just kind of don't know what. But overall, I think just kind of I want to say the shape of it. I like there's some good parts, but there's definitely a lot that I would change. But I can't really just kind of figure it out despite knowing that I should change something. This is the most recent drawing I've done. Um, at the time of me releasing this, hopefully either tomorrow or today even. This would have been two or 3 days ago, a week at most if I slack off even more. It's Rion from all Sakamoto Days or the Sakamoto Days. Um, she was probably one of my favorite characters until I figured out she'd basically been uh dead the entire time. Sorry, spoilers. I know. Um, but at this point in the manga, which is would be even a bigger spoiler if I said it, but they become somehow really important and almost uh like a goal, if that makes any sense. Especially with like the recent happenings in the manga. But overall, I just thought they were really like cool character like in design and like how they acted and stuff like that. And the line that I put was one of her lines from the more recent chapters, if I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll try to put just the text and not the images because that's such like a spoiler because that's way more recent in the manga. But this is probably like I think the term is like a testament to how good I've gotten with drawing. Like I've taken with some of these I've taken like big breaks, but this is only kind of just me starting off. There's still a lot more things I want to draw. I still have a lot of kind of ideas for how I want to approach this. Because like I had said, I have or I think I said, I have a large sketchbook where I'm gonna start like properly practicing drawing fundamentals and basics because that's something I never managed to not only manage but never bothered to do. But hopefully with that I just improve and I think that's it. Um, I'll probably make another like if I ever manage to make another video of this, I don't know if I want to like make it like a little series or would I even kind of like name it because I'd probably end up wanting to have like a name for it, but I just don't know what. Or maybe I just might just title it art gallery and just number them. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea, but that's all in due time. And with that, thank you. Please don't judge too hard. If there's anything that I could improve or any tips and tricks that anybody would like to share with me, then please by all means go ahead because I am not above accepting help when especially with something like this. I would love if somebody can kind of like walk me through certain basics or kind of like, oh, at least like if I did a drawing and kind of showed it to them that they would be like, oh, well, you could change this and have it somehow still fit my style, even if it is replicating another style. But thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys get another batch sooner or later, because I know it took 2.5 months to get these few drawings, uh, you know, and put them all together in like a weird little crappy video. And hopefully all the other stuff I've been working on is of similar quality. Not bad, but also far from great. Thank you.